Good evening, everyone. We're Jens and Cindy Brennison. We live in St. Augustine, Florida, and we just want to take the next few minutes to share with you guys about this little patch that we found about 3 years ago. Actually, it's way more than a patch. It's an amazing piece of technology, and tell you a little bit how it's changed our lives and changed the lives of many others.
We are so excited to have you with us because we know that some of you have been wearing this patch. I have mine right here on my wrist, and some of you are hearing about it for the first time tonight. Well, we have a wonderful surprise for some of you. We are going to have a handful of testimonies of different ones on our team that have had recent testimonies, and you are going to be so blessed to be able to hear other people's stories. Why does that matter? Because your testimony is the one we cannot wait to hear. So we have just been literally amazed by what we have seen over the last 3 years. And even in our own personal testimony, we have experienced so many things from our skin transforming to mental clarity to energy to healthier gums.
Yeah.
It just, the list goes on and on. So, as we begin to share with you, what we're going to do is bring up some slides so that we can walk you through. The bottom line is if you can read, you can do this. If you can peel us the back off of this little sticker, you can do this. You can help all of your friends to understand what we have our hands on that is absolutely changing the world. So here we go. We are going to talk to you about how this little patch works. That's going to be the first thing we're going to share. So this little patch called the X39 patch is a proprietary form of phototherapy. What does that mean? Okay, in layman's terms, we have um, a nanocrystal technology inside this little patch that is simply ground up sugar, salt, plant particles, and amino acids and water. But this is a sealed patch. What? That is exactly what the words non-transdermal mean. So this patch is sealed. Nothing goes into your body from this patch. When it goes on our skin, this little patch more or less becomes active and becomes like a mirror because of the nanocrystal technology inside of it, and it reflects our own infrared light. We all emit infrared light out of our tissue all the time. And so it's reflecting the infrared light onto this patch, which is going to act like a mirror and actually send some of that light back in through our tissue. It's just amazing that this technology doesn't contain any drugs, chemicals, or stimulants. It's non-invasive and it's simply reflecting our own light to begin an activation process. So when we talk about activation, this is what's so amazing is that as our light goes back into the tissue, it is re-elevating. So this is a patent, a US patent, and our light is actually re-elevating a specific copper peptide called copper GHK peptide. That is to me just incredible. I have been a healthcare professional for 50 years, and I can tell you this is not something I've ever seen before. Well, it's because this is a patent of phototherapy, non-transdermal, and our light re-elevating our copper peptide. When the copper peptide is elevated, what happens after that is that our stem cells, our very own stem cells, are naturally reactivated. Our peptides are reactivated. Our own collagen that our body makes is reactivated. We see improvements of energy, and there's so much more. We're just so excited to be the ones that get to tell you more about this tonight. because it has been one of the most incredible things we've seen in our lives.
All right. Why wear the X39 stem cell patch? Well, that's pretty easy because the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. And everybody, 100% of people are experiencing the symptoms of aging. And a lot of people don't know this, but at 30, half your stem cells are active, and at 60, you've lost almost all stem cell activity. So that's why I always say, when you're 20, you feel like you're bulletproof, and you get 30s and 40s, you start feeling a few aches and pains. Well, that's because your stem cells aren't keeping up with repairing what's going on in the aging process in your body. So, if you're older, it's amazing because you can actually regain a lot of what you lost. And if you're a younger person, you can stay younger longer, really just using this technology. So to me, it's for everybody.
It is absolutely everybody. I always say, if you're breathing, you need this technology. I've never seen the such of what this patch has been able to stimulate our bodies to do.
Okay, how do we wear the X39? That's there again, it's pretty simple. You just peel the back of it off and you wear it 12 hours on, 12 hours off. What I like about this, it can't get any simpler. You're not trying to figure out how many pills you got to take or whatever. And the case studies show it on the below the belly button and at the back of the neck. But basically, you can wear it anywhere. I always say if it hurts, just stick it there. And just drink plenty of water, stay well hydrated, and the patch works even better.
That's right. Our bodies are always in a better condition when we are hydrated. And I know that's one of the things many of us forget, to drink our water.
All right, benefits of X39. Well, there are many. To me, this is just the beginning list. We've experienced every single one of these. I mean, from increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina. And if you're somebody that goes to a gym and works out, you're going to find that you can lift more, do more, and last longer, all that kind of stuff. Mental clarity, as you age, that's a very important thing. You don't find yourself walking in a room and wonder why why you're there.
That's
What
right.
did I come in here for? All that kind of stuff. And restored muscle skeletal condition, improvement of sleep. I mean, I think half the world doesn't sleep well, so that right there is just major. Improved skin appearance. Our dermatologist, she's been blown away by what she's seen in her skin, and so
We get excited
yeah.
about this because Jens and I just celebrated our 49th wedding anniversary, and we are in our 70s. So for us, this technology rocks. It has not just changed our lives, but hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people's lives. And it's a natural reboot.
Yeah.
The other thing that I love is it states on the bottom of this slide, you will achieve optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So as we place the patch on our body, it is not healing, treating, or curing us. It's stimulating our bodies to do what God created them to do, and that's to repair themselves. And it brings an overall well-being in not just our mental and emotional and physical. So all of those are we've seen results in.
All right, X39 long-term results. First few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. That's almost a quarter of the genes in your body. And I always say if that's all it did, that would be enough. But I mean, because as you age, you have genes that turn on that you wish would stay off, and genes that turn off that you wish would stay on. So that's huge. Brain becomes balanced. Cindy will talk about that a little more in a minute. Within 6 weeks, and we've seen anything to do with the brain,
Yeah, which is everything.
which is everything. Yeah, I mean it's amazing. Collagen is increased. Like I say, this is collagen. That's your own collagen. It doesn't get any better than that. If you take pills, your digestive system works it over. You can smear cream on your skin, but whatever. I mean, this is just an added benefit besides the stem cells. I mean, and so and
Well, I'm going to add in here, your body loves your own peptides,
mm,
your own collagen, and your own stem cells. When we're taking something that we put in our body, sometimes it looks at it and goes, what is that? And when your body's making it or reactivating it, your body goes, oh my goodness, this is my stuff. and it uses it right away. You're not paying some, expensive price to get something that you hope works. This is an inexpensive and very reachable opportunity to be able to stimulate your body to do what it's able to do.
Okay, in 6 months, your heart reverses in age. There's actually case studies that show that in 6 months, your heart can reverse up to as much as 8 years.
Right.
We've seen some personal friends that they have a personal testimony that is going on from their heart doctor.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's not anti-aging, which is most people are looking for. This is actually age reversing, which is incredible.
So when Jens is quoting David Schmidt, the age reversing, I want you to think for just a minute. So we experience, and so many on here tonight that have been using this technology, experienced a transformation in our skin. Well, I realize now that we're seeing it on the outside, but
Yeah.
it's because it's happening on the inside too. So think about, as we're talking about the brain case study now, this is the brain, but this is happening in multiple organs throughout your body. And your brain's going to tell your own stem cells, collagen, and peptides where they are needed most. And that's where they will target. And it might not be the thing I was looking for first. I may have wanted to get rid of wrinkles first, but maybe I got mental clarity first. So our bodies are brilliant and they know where to send everything to get the body doing what, kicking it into gear, right? Wake up the healing. So here is a case study of a woman who's 77 years old. They are using the X39 at the back of her neck. So in case studies, everyone wears the patch in the same place. That's how it has to be done. So on session 1, she has not had a patch placed on her body yet. This is signifying that there is a lot of inflammation with the red showing in this topography. There is lack of brain coherence. Jen's mentioned you go to the other room, you can't remember where your keys are, right? We used to do that. I used to call my grandchildren by the wrong name and I didn't know why I did it. But that brain fog is gone. My brain is healthier, but the brain was also hyperactive in this first session. Session 2, 3 weeks on X39, wearing it 12 hours a day, throwing it away, put a new one on tomorrow. Look at the improvement here. Session 3, for me, this is mind-blowing. 6 weeks on the X39, there is a total and complete turnaround, no inflammation, better brain coherence, and the brain has calmed down. This is absolutely remarkable because there is not a chemical, a drug, or a stimulant going in this woman's body. It is a stimulation using her own light, all natural. So a lot of what we have talked about so far, or maybe you'll hear more tonight, all about the case studies. How does phototherapy, which is what we're talking about, this patch reflecting our own light back into our tissue, what is all that? How does it work? Well, if you need a deeper dive, you can go to www.thisisitinfo.com. My family, Jen's family through marriage, we created a teamwork a little over 2 years ago called This Is It Team. And we have 2 sites, all approved by the company. Thisisitinfo.com is where you can go and read to your heart's content all the information you want to know regarding the science. I'm here to tell you, you don't need to do this. I have done it. I had to know that this was slam dunk, the best thing, and was exactly what I thought it was. And I'm telling you, it is. This patch works. X39 is not only so sophisticated and simple to explain, but the testimonies have been life-changing and emotional. The best thing about it is it does work. So I want to help you understand that there are 30 of these little patches inside this envelope. We call this envelope a sleeve. So one person uses one sleeve per month, and we're going to help you understand in a few minutes how you can get your patches coming at a wholesale price. But first, I want to open it up for a few testimonies. And I've got a handful of people I'm going to be calling on. And as I call on you, please unmute yourself when it's your turn and open your video. So the first one that I'm going to call on is Gwen. Hello, Gwen, and welcome to our team Zoom tonight.
Hello, Jen. How are you?
We are
How are you?
great. You
How are
look
you guys?
wonderful.
Thank you. So do you.
Oh, thanks. So Gwen is going to share her testimony as a few others are going to over the next few moments.
Yeah.
And we will not be making a claim that this treated, healed, or cured them. They will be sharing with you their story and what they have received. So Gwen, take it away.
Well, thanks for the opportunity, guys, because I just love you guys. But I was probably the most skeptic person to start this journey, besides you. So I did the same thing. And so I started off and I didn't feel like I was consistent in wearing the patch. It took me a while to just kind of get moving with it. So this year, I just made it up in my mind that I was going to wear it. And I had to have surgery, which to me, no, that's not going to be. But I had a mass growing on my thyroid.
Mm.
And so I was like, okay, well, we're going to do the biopsy and it's just I'm going to take all the teas in the world that I know. I'm going to take all the supplements that are just natural herbs and it's going to change my life. And I'm not going to need this surgery. So long story short, I had the surgery in May. The thing was so huge that my doctor said, you can take it out now or you can wait until you're old as dirt. And then you can't get it out. It was a mass that was covering my whole beautiful little butterfly looking thyroid. And also the lymph nodes that were in around it, they were attaching to the mass as well. So when they took out my thyroid, they had to re-put in the lymph nodes where they back into my body. So I got this long list, Jen, you guys, of all the things that was going to happen during my recovery, all the things that I was going to experience during my recovery, and just everything that I was looking out for. Well, Patty, one of our sponsors, she says,
I
"Well,
know.
after you have your surgery, maybe you want to wear two patches, just right afterwards. Maybe that'll help." Girl, you guys, I ain't had a single symptom. This was in May. I haven't had a single symptom. They told me I was going to have to probably go through speech therapy. I've never gone. The doctor says, "Oh my goodness, your scar is amazing." I haven't had one person notice the scar. It didn't keloid. It healed in rapid time. I was up and doing my thing. The first thing I wanted to go back just a little bit because that really was the superpower for me, the super healing for me. When I was like up and out of the bed, I had none of the symptoms of recovery at all. But when I first got on the patch, it was because I suffered from so much inflammation in my body. That was the first thing that drew me to it. And I thought it was the red wine that I was drinking. So I stopped. First I was like, well, I am not going to stop drinking red wine. So I bought a filter to take out the tannins and I thought that was going to work. It did not. And so that was the first thing that I noticed that when I started wearing the patch, the inflammation that slowly decreased in my body and I wasn't feeling it. I couldn't hardly move it in the bed at night because my body was so inflamed and I was always in pain. So to go to bed you had to take something to relieve it so that you could sleep. I never really had a problem otherwise with sleeping, but now I absolutely don't.
Oh,
So I am so excited. I invited a couple of friends to come and listen to the sharing because it's life changing.
it is.
It is life changing. I don't want to take up too much time, but I know for a fact that it has really been a testament for me and I want to share it with as many people as possible. One of my oldest friends, I think, joined, and we just came from our 50th class reunion last weekend or so,
I
and
hear you.
I literally was just, I was kind of nervous about it at first but then I got excited, but I got so many compliments about, what are you doing?
Mhm.
Well, how you look great. And I just think that I can truly say that I got good genes to begin with. You know, I got good melon to begin with, but I can tell you that my my glow, it has come in the last year that I've been on the patch.
That's awesome. Thank you so
Hmm.
much, Gwen, for sharing. And you do.
Yeah.
You have that glow going on right now. And I think, it's just amazing how just a little stimulation will help our
Yeah.
bodies kick into gear.
Hmm.
Thank you so much for sharing. I'm so
Oh,
excited.
it's my pleasure. It's good to see you guys.
You
Yep.
too. And I'm so excited that you've had the most amazing testimony taking place because so
Hmm.
many people are facing a lot of things in their lives that need this hope. And you're
Yeah.
right, the inflammation is definitely one
Oh,
of the first things that's addressed. I want
yeah.
to bring on our next person is Barbara Wolf. Barbara, I just want to invite you to open your mic and open your video if you haven't already.
So my mic is open, but it's not letting me open my video.
All right, well, let me see if I can help you.
Okay.
All right. If you want to go ahead and begin sharing, I will find you and see if I can open it.
Okay.
Thank you
Well,
so much for being here. I can't wait to hear your testimony.
it's fun and it keeps getting better and better. So I have had chronic periodontal disease. I don't know if I would say all of my life, but it's certainly hereditary. And I, in my adult life, started doing everything the dentist would tell me. So when I was in my 30s, they said, well, you need to get braces to get your mouth in shape. So I got braces. And then they said, well, we need to pull a couple of teeth. Great, we'll pull a couple of teeth. And then I get the braces off, and they pulled too many teeth. And so now I have too much spacing. So now I have crowns all across the top of my mouth. Great. So all that gets done. Then they're like, yeah, so there's still periodontal issues. We think you need to go back and get periodontal surgery again. I forgot to mention that part. And I'm like, no, no, you clowns. I've done everything I didn't say that to them, of course, but I'm like, I've done everything you've told me to do. I get my teeth cleaned every 3 months. I use the water pick. I do this, I do that. I do everything. And they'll tell me, you have excellent home care. Like, you do a great job. And so maybe about 2 years ago, I started losing teeth because of this chronic problem. And I said to them, why? I do everything. And they said, well, you just have one of those mouths. They're like, we have people in here that don't brush their teeth at all and their mouths are fine, but you just have one of those mouths. And I'm like, well, what? Like, what about my mouth that's different? So I started doing my own research. And about this time, my massage therapist, I'm giving her my whole story. She said, well, maybe you should try the patch. And so I did. And so I started on the patch, and I had already lost one tooth here. And they couldn't do um, an implant because I'd lost too much bone. So then a year later, now a year ago, I lost the tooth next to it. And my dentist said, well, what we can do is do an implant where you first lost the tooth and do a bridge and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, wait, a year ago, you couldn't do an implant because
Wow.
there wasn't any bone there. And he's like, yeah, well, somehow you've regrown the bone. I said, well, how does that happen? He said, I don't know, you must have good genes. I'm like, well, we know I don't have good genes. Like, we know that's not it. So that was a year ago. And I still get my teeth cleaned every 3 months, but I have not seen any bleeding in over a year now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I am regaining gum and bone. At least I think bone. Gum, I know. I can see that. My teeth are getting stronger. not loose anymore. So I went and I got my teeth cleaned the other day, and she says, "How you doing?" I said, "I think I'm doing great. Like, I'm not seeing any bleeding," which you have to understand, chronic issues, no matter what I did. And so she cleans my teeth. She goes, "You're right. I'm not seeing any bleeding either." And she starts to set me up for my next appointment in 3 months. And I said, "Well, what would you think of going every 6 months?" And she said, "Let's do it. I think you're doing great." This is like the first time, guys, in probably 40 years that I don't have to have my teeth cleaned every 3 months.
Wow.
I'm
Well,
finally winning the battle. And there are other things I'm doing too, so I don't want to give all the credit to the patch, but I believe it's totally making a big difference.
well, and we agree with you because my husband Jens was scheduled for gum recession surgeries. Now, I'm not making a claim, but I'm telling you his story that he was 3 weeks into the patch when they did his pre-op and stopped and said, "What's going on? Your numbers have improved. This doesn't happen in a 69-year-old. It was 3 years ago." And he said, "Well, I've been on this patch 3 weeks. I don't know if it has anything to do with it." So they said, "Let's hold off on your surgery and recheck you in 2 weeks, just to see what's going on here, if this is a fluke." 2 weeks later, his numbers had improved a little bit more, and they canceled all four of the gum recession surgeries at the tune of $15,000. So I'm not making a claim, but I'm telling you, he had battled gum issues for, almost a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had another issue with this tooth here, I'll say 6 months ago, and I got sent to an endodontist, and you know how they do the numbers, right? And the endodontist was like, "Oh my gosh, you have sixes and fives." And to me, I'm like, "Woohoo! They're not 12 and 13. Like, that is like fantastic." And
Right.
he's looking at me like, "No, they're sixes, they're bad." I'm like, "No, they're great. That's actually great.
Okay.
It's not 12 and 13, which is what I've had." So,
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
huge win.
what an honor to have you on tonight, Barbara. Each of you, Gwen, Barbara, you have testimonies that other people can identify with. And I thank you so much for sharing because people need this hope today.
Yeah.
We all started aging when we were born, right? And there are things that start happening. So to know that there's something natural and that we can get that natural reboot and reactivate our body's own repair and healing mechanisms is such a blessing, such a blessing. So I want to bring on Dr. Jamie. So it's so funny that we're talking about dental. And Dr. Jamie, I'm looking for you. If you are, there you are. Can you open your video?
Oh, I'll try to give it a chance.
Hey,
Let's see. I'm not Mr. Techno anymore.
that's okay. Right, there.
There we go. I guess that's the picture. Is that up, or can you
Yep,
still hear me?
we saw your picture and that's perfect. And
Okay, there we go. Why don't we just keep that ugly face up on the screen?
I think it's
Hey,
kind of exciting because, we're talking about dentistry, and I believe you're retired, but you were a dental surgeon you can say what it was real quick as you're giving your testimony. So it's kind of funny. You're next.
well, I appreciate being on tonight, Cindy and Jen. It's great to see you guys.
You too.
Great Zoom tonight. Very informative. I'll tell you, you stand up and clap in a way. Everyone, it's a pleasure to be part of this development with LifeWave. Is how I look at it. For me, yes, I'm a retired maxillofacial trauma surgeon, multiple residencies, dental side of life. Barbara, I feel for you, darling, because I know all about those measurements, and you too. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's never fun to get those measurements high, and you go, darn, I've been doing everything right. Moral of the story is the inflammatory response and all that, and your immune system, of course, affects everything that's happening to you with your dental side of life. And yes, with the patch, amazing things are happening and still probably being found by the whole health industry, is how I look at it. Being involved in the health and wellness for years, When I retired, I was involved with multiple million-dollar company developments and getting them off the ground. And so, of course, guys, I researched this company and had people research this company. It's one hell of a company, I have to tell you, everyone who's on tonight. Basically, the information, the people, the knowledge is really exciting to see. For me, it was interesting how it came to me. I do work with Dr. Michelle at the Peak Men's Health Institute here in Sarasota. They're in Vegas also. Started about a year ago to be more involved as a consultant for other things. But Dr. Michelle brought this patch, the X39, to my awareness about 4 weeks ago. So, of course, I'm one to look at anything, but I'm a skeptic through and through, like everybody else here. But when I put the patches on, my history of why I'm retired, guys, I retired basically due to back disability, L4, L5, herniated disc went disintegrated. I played a lot of sports in my day, so my body was pretty beat up from college, lacrosse and everything else. It caught up to me. I get being in surgeries all day. I'd come out looking like the S curve, basically, where there were times I couldn't even walk for 8 to 10 days to get up off the floor. If you really want to know how horrific it was. So I retired, disability, got involved in a lot of things, and with this 30 some, let's say 20 some odd years with a disability, put a patch on. Here comes my story. Put a patch on within a couple of hours. I got up out of a chair and I was like, what the hell? I mean, really, it just felt different. Now, I'm not saying miracle, but when you have 20 years of inflammatory responses, eating 800 milligram ibuprofen your whole life, all of a sudden you go, I got out of that chair a little different. Okay. And that's something I noticed, which is rare, I know, right away. But 4 weeks later now, I'll tell you, I don't take an ibuprofen. I feel great. I am a gym rat always. That has changed, and a lot of more recovery has occurred. For me, I also have neuropathy that occurs due to my industry too, in my hands and neck and shoulder, which is basically, as the weeks have gone on, have subsided and they're going away to about 70, 75%. So for me, this is really exciting, more than anything, because stem cell research has been going on for many years. They're injecting, umbilical cord stem cells, which you don't have to do with this patch. And there's a lot of pluses. So I don't want to take everyone's time, but I look forward to meeting everyone. You, Gwen, you, Barbara, everyone who's on. I do have a couple of people I brought to this tonight. I hope they're still on. Didn't go boo. Either way, everyone have a good one. It's a pleasure. Thank you. It's an honor to be on here tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Jamie. Your background's quite impressive. And I love to, the kind of the comparison, because I'd had an injury a decade ago before we found the patch. Jen's actually found it, and my baby sister found it, and they kind of collided all at the same time. And the thing about this patch was that, which was so mind-boggling for me, this patch doesn't have stem cells in it. A lot of people get confused and think this patch is putting stem cells in our body. It's not. This patch is using our very own light to reactivate our own body's reactivation, the production of our collagen, peptide, and stem cells. So, I mean,
I totally agree. Yeah, I'll tell you, Cindy, I look forward for the next 5, 10 years to see what this company does. To tell you the truth, they're not going anywhere. 20 years in the industry, I've seen a lot of companies fold. This one, I researched it pretty good. Everyone on here, it's not going anywhere. It's very exciting.
Well, and I agree, because we know the founder, we've become friends with him, traveled the world with him, and you are absolutely correct. So thank you so much again, Dr. Jamie. And I want to ask, Kathy Accurso. Kathy is a physical therapist here in St. Augustine, Florida. I think we met about, I don't even know if it's been a year now, but we've become dear friends. And Kathy, I want you to go ahead, if you are not unmuted and your video on, go ahead and take it away. Let me see if you need some help. Let's see. I'm asking you to open your video and asking you to unmute, so that should help you get open.
Okay, my video looks like it's on. Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you and see you, darling. Thanks.
All right. Well, I just got back from a run with my dog, so I'm not looking all made up.
All
But
right.
well, I don't even know where to start because I think I was skeptical, but my husband's really the big skeptic. And when I was first introduced to this by Cindy, I said, "Well, we'll try it." And I had some health issues. So, giving you the background of my health issues, I was diagnosed with Lyme disease in 2018. I'm actually my neurologist thought I had Lyme, but said I don't know how to treat it. So I went on a deep journey to figure out what to do. And I did many different healing modalities, and I was feeling much better. But I was always left with this residual anxiety, and I couldn't really handle a lot. It was functional, but if you know, like that phrase, "in the weeds," when you're a waitress, where you're like, you can't like handle things if things get tough. And I have a 15-year-old, so last year, she was 14. It was worse. It's better now, a little bit better. But whenever pressures came on or I had a lot to do, I just felt like I couldn't handle things. And I told my husband, I said, "Listen, I don't really want to see a full patient load." I said, "Let's just keep it, I'll see one and then take a big break and then take another one." Um, I started taking using the patch, and I noticed my husband first, who was a terrible snorer, and his dentist told him, "You have sleep apnea, you need to get a test." And he said, "Why would I do that? I'm not wearing that stupid thing on my face." So, like most men might say. And he stopped snoring after 3 weeks. And I said, "Wow, that's amazing." Well, of course, he didn't know, but I was the one that benefited. Well, yeah, actually, he's benefiting too because it's dangerous. He would wake himself up and didn't know he did that, didn't know he talked, and that was terrible. And then after 8 weeks, I noticed something huge. I woke up one day and I just said, "Wow, I feel normal." I didn't know what it was like to feel normal for years. That's a big deal. And that's pretty much what I've had my patients tell me too. I feel normal for the first time in my life, they tell me. I had someone call me and tell me I'm off all of my anti-anxiety medications after 3 months. I said, "Why didn't you call me sooner?" She goes, "Well, I've just been busy." I said, "You need to tell people about this." People are afraid. They're afraid. They want to stay on their meds, but they don't want to be on them. They want to find a way to avoid surgery, to get off medication. They don't even know what it feels like to feel normal anymore.
Right.
And I really think that this is their way to actually feel normal. And like Cindy said, we can't tell them, we're not saying this is going to treat this or this is going to do this. We just know the testimonials that have happened. We know it works. It's working inside your body. We just want you to get your testimonial, and share it with other people too. And that's really it's been really great to be able to see people feel so much better. And I have friends that have their parents on it, and the brother calls her and says, "What'd you do to Dad?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "He's a different person." And she said, "Well, I put him on the patch because he's like, I want that patch." So you really notice, and sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not. It took me 8 weeks, and I'm telling you, things are still changing. And I didn't realize that till last time I talked to Cindy about this. I realized I was achy a lot, and I was always stretching, and I had this routine that I did. And I just realized that, I'm not doing that I'm achy routine stretch anymore because I'm not achy anymore.
I love that.
It's but it's those little things. It's like after a year, things are still happening, as the months go by. And it's really been amazing. So thank you for introducing it to me. And I know a lot of my patients thank you too.
Well, I am so excited to have you, and we are so
Yeah.
excited to have you in our life also, because yeah, and one thing that you and I both know, being in the medical field and others that are in the medical field would say, the majority of people do not feel great. They don't even feel good. So here we have an opportunity that this silly little, sometimes we call it a sticker, right? This little sticker can stimulate your body because we wear it 12 hours on, don't wear it the next 12 hours, put a new one on the next 12 hours. We're just stimulating our bodies with our own light that we were created with to that natural reboot. So thank you so much, Kathy.
Oh, I
Love
want to say one thing. No Botox needed. My friends are asking me, are you doing fillers? What are you doing? You
that's
have
the
really
truth.
nice skin. I'm going to be, well, I just turned 58, but I'm going to be 59 this next upcoming year. And I still think I'm 25. So,
I think I'm 39 and I'm 71. I'm with you. Thank you so much, Kathy. Love
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so our next up, and I think it might be our last testimony, so we can close, get through the rest of the presentation. So hang with us, is Guy Millett. And Guy and Lynn live in Noonan, Georgia, and dear friends of ours also. So Lynn, Guy, you all take it away.
I'm gonna let Guy take it away. You've heard our story, most of you, but he's gonna give you an update because it's just incredible.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know me, I've been given a new life because of this patch. 3 years ago, Cindy came in, called in, and boom, my neuropathy is 85% gone. My polycythemia, which is leukemia, gone, and a lot of other things. But the reason for tonight is that I've had a pacemaker for quite some time, and it was put in for the neuropathy. Don't ask, I can't explain why. Well, I do know why, but we'll not talk about that tonight. Anyway, the batteries all of a sudden stopped functioning, and they called me all in a big panic and needed to get new batteries put in, schedule a time, and all this stuff. And it was last Friday no, a week Friday that I went under to get it done. And what happened, and I'm in the operating room, and everything is ready to go, and I'm talking to the surgeon, and all of a sudden the anesthesiologist comes along and says, "Whoops, we got a problem. The mixture's not right." And the surgeon says, "Well, I'm ready to go." I says, "Go ahead." I says, "I don't need this stuff anyway." And so she sat there and put a big slice across my top. I said, "That feels good." Anyway,
No anesthesia, baby.
and I felt everything, the batteries coming out, the new ones going in, and the sutures. And I said, okay, I can do that. And I talked to the surgeon while she was doing it. And there's only one reason that happens is the patch. But the best thing is that they told me after the surgery, when they give you all the things you need to do, they told me not to lift my arms above my shoulders. And I had a triangle to put on my shirts and all that kind of stuff. And that I had to do that for a week, and then, to be careful the next week. After 3 days, the triangle was gone. I could put on my shirts any way I wanted to, move my arms where I wanted to. And within 1 week, when I went back to have them check the surgery to make sure there was no issues, the nurse that looked at it could not believe it. She says, "That is a week?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." It was almost all healed. And as of today, if I showed it to you, it would be a bump on my upper chest. And no, barely signs of the sutures. And it healed in a week, where they told me it'd be 2, maybe 3 weeks before I could do anything. And just to close it off, today I worked 4 hours in the yard picking up pine cones and sticks and so on. And that was a week ago that just a little over a week ago that the surgery was done. I'm not supposed to be doing that. So thank
love
you,
it.
X39. Thank you,
I love
Mr.
it.
Smith.
Dee, I'm going to interrupt you a minute. Did you say how old you are? Because I don't remember if you said it.
No, I did not.
I didn't think.
Well, we had a young waitress at the country club here take a guess, and she said I was 61.
And how old are you?
81.
81. Come on, y'all. You know some 81-year-olds that are praying for something to help them, but that's not all. Here's the rest of the story. So
Yes,
Lynn
and
and me have received not just the health blessings, but Tell them, Gee.
Yeah, well, the financial, the health and the wealth, we've got them both. And we had to sell our business, our Goodyear store, and my car because I couldn't drive back 4 or 5 years ago, and it was awful. Well, now I bought Lynn, well, we bought Lynn a new car last week or a couple of weeks ago, and I bought myself a little convertible. So now I can drive and we don't have to worry about the financial aspects of it all because it's coming in. And people don't realize when we say we use our own patches because we use 4 sleeves a month for our family. And it's all paid for.
We've never paid for our
We've
patches.
never paid for patches.
Well,
So the wealth and the health.
right. And you know what's so beautiful is that you have some of the people came to you. They're asking you out on the golf course or in your backyard. I don't know what you're doing, but something has changed.
Right.
And then you have intentionally shared with others. So that's what makes the opportunity to have our patches paid for come about. Because I know even with Jens and I, when we first got started, man, we had a new kick on our step. We were so excited over the things that we were beginning to experience. For me, it was that sleep. And you're right, whoever mentioned, some people get their testimony right away, and some people it takes longer. My baby sister was 6 weeks. I had my first testimony at the end of the first day, the next day. And the thing was, my major testimonies came at 3 and 6 months. Like Guy, you had some of them come later. But what I love about it is over 3 years now on the patch, and we're still getting testimony. So thank you so much, Lynn and Guy, for sharing. We love you. We just praise the Lord for everything that you all have received through this. And I know that a lot of people that are hearing for the first time tonight are going, how do I get my patches? That's what we're going to tell you right now. And then we're going to share with you very quickly who this company is and why you will want to tell your friends about it to get your patches paid for too. So you get to enroll through the person who invited you tonight to get your own product at wholesale. There are 3 enrollment packages available. You pick whichever one fits your budget. Wherever your budget is, that's where you come in. Jens and I started on premium. It's a big package. It has 20 of these sleeves, and it was $1,750. And we came in on that package because my husband wanted the best deal. He wanted the best price. So you get the best price when you come in on the premium, the bigger package. The advanced package is 6 sleeves and it's $535. And the core package is 3 sleeves and it's $295. Everything has shipping and tax added to it. Every package has a 30-day money back guarantee. So I say this is a no risk. It's a no-brainer. And then you have the opportunity to get a monthly subscription of 1 or 2 sleeves. All of us that are wanting to get our product paid for are on 2 sleeves a month because that allows us to get all of the income that we have earned. 1 sleeve will keep your account active, and that just means that the volume you receive from your patches, patch orders, and other people's orders coming up under you will not flush. That doesn't mean a lot to you today, but trust me on this, it can mean an awful lot as you begin to share. And we'll go over it a little more in a minute. But the key is, before you lay your head on the pillow tonight, I challenge you, get this enrollment form filled out. If you don't have an enrollment form, call the person who shared with you tonight and give them your information. This is an opportunity for everything you've heard tonight, plus so much more, to have a possibility of servicing in your own health and your own body also. And so if you came in on premium, the monthly subscription doesn't begin until 90 days and it's every 30 days. If you come in on core or advanced, the monthly subscription would begin at 30 days. So what I want you to understand is you buy this package, whatever one you choose, when you enroll to get wholesale with the person who invited you. Now, if you came in on core and you decided, I want the premium, because we have people do this all the time when they really understand it, sometimes an hour after they enroll, and they want the better deal and they want more of these sleeves. Why would they want them? We don't retail them. I'm not a store. I don't give them away. I actually loan them out to people that I am enrolling that live local to me so they can get started on their patches right now. And then when theirs comes in, they give it back. If they don't live near me, I do not ship it to them. Their product will come to them from LifeWave faster than my shipment will. But the key is you won't get your story of health or financial benefit and blessings until you get enrolled and get your own patches. So we're going to tell you real quickly, this is a couple minutes left here, of who is behind this company, this genius, this amazing man.
All right, David Smetny. He owns the company. He is the CEO. He's the inventor of the X39. Like Cindy says, he's a genius. He's got over 200 patents. He's a scientist and inventor. He specialized in age reversing. And
Which we love.
Yeah. And in 2008, he focused his attention to stem cell research, and he spent 10 years and $4.5 million to bring this to market. We're glad he hung in there for 10 years, and
because it's been blessing
it's been
so many
Yes.
families. I mean, it's just unbelievable how many have needed what we have our hands
Okay.
on.
From a business point of view, I mean, some of you on here tonight may have no interest in a business, but the ones that do, some people need a plan A or plan B or whatever.
Let me say this. When we enrolled, we did not think about business. We knew very little when we got started about the business side. It organically happened. I slept all night. We got excited over that, and I couldn't help but tell people, right?
Right.
And I got it in my brain that after 50 years now, and as a healthcare professional, I had something naturally that could bless people. So don't stop and think you have to wait for a testimony. You have to understand everything. No, just go share it and let someone else be the judge for themselves.
What I like about this from a business point of view, this is actually, this company will be 21 years old here in another week or two. And so it's been around. It's not a startup, and like my brother-in-law would say, most startups never start up.
That's right.
But this one here has history. It's got as you talk about in a second, it's got a massive amount of income coming in. We're open in 75 countries. And it's not a Me Too product like most companies. You got a patented product. It's totally unique.
It's exclusive.
There's zero competition. You don't have to go explain to somebody why your vitamins are better than their vitamins and all that kind of stuff. This is easy. I mean, because they say the closest thing to it may be a stem cell injection, but those cost thousands and thousands of dollars, and they have some side effects sometimes, and they're usually localized. They put them in your knee, your back, your neck, whatever, and that's where they stay. This stem cell patch, it re-stimulates your whole body. It doesn't matter what it is. It's going to re-stimulate. It's just, your stem cells will go everywhere, not just sit in your arm like a shot would do. Anyway, this company in 2021 was a $20 million company. It'd been that for several years, actually. And in 2022, our teamwork got involved. You can see the numbers, it just went right on up, 320. And then last year, we ended at over $600 million. And this year, we expect to close out at over $1 billion. So to me, you can't sell $1 billion worth of anything if it doesn't work.
No, you sure can't. So tell them about the growth of the company.
Oh, this company is on fire. It's the number one growth company in the direct selling. And we're also the fastest growing company. And our teamwork is actually over 55% of the sales of the company. And our teamwork has only been involved, just 3 years.
And that is all because of the leadership of our team, which is, you can see here the gray and white stripe and the black shirt. That's my sister and her husband who actually created This Is It team. So, for many of you, I don't know what is important to you tonight, and I hope you know, but what this has given all of us that are on and already using the patch is more family, more quality family time, security, opportunity to travel, better health, less debt. David Schmidt, his heart is that we are literally telling our story and touching as many people as we possibly can so that they too can get their product paid for and get out of debt. We have seen testimonies that have been such a huge blessing, not just us and those that have spoken tonight, but so many more, because everybody today, we all need extra. So I want you to understand how you can get your product cost covered. The first way is as you share with someone, you would earn a product introduction bonus. And that bonus is core $35, the advanced package $75, and premium $405. This is what's really exciting about this and how it gets so much fun is that when you enroll, you're getting a position. That's why I want to challenge you. Get your position tonight and get your product coming, because once you get your position, we all have a left and a right team or a left and a right leg, but others can drop people in under you on one of the left or the right leg. You'll never meet them. You don't know them, but that sleeve or the sleeves have a volume. The volume actually has a dollar value as you match the volume left and right. So you can get paid off of someone else's volume that you don't know, you don't meet. But in the team commission, you are able from this binary to earn up to $25,000 a week. That is absolutely bizarre to us, but now we're seeing it happen, and we're seeing so many families that have had so many issues taking place in their lives, and they're now able to receive the blessings.
All right. The third way to make money is matching bonus, and this way here's not there's no limit on it. It can far exceed 25,000 a week.
That's right.
And literally, I mean, when you enroll somebody, whatever their income is, you get 25% of that
Of their team commission.
team commissions, and the people they enroll, you get 20% of the team commission, and the persons they enroll you get 20% of that. So you can see the amount of people you getting paid on can multiply pretty quickly. You know, if you work the business at all.
And as we mentioned, there is an info site. This is at info.com. There's also a team site. You don't need it tonight, but if you are just getting started, you want to just get your patches coming and start wearing them, the thisisitteam.com, that's for once after you've shared with your first 2 or 4 people, you'll want to go back and learn some more about how does the compensation plan work. That's what we're here to help you with. Our teamwork is all about not only your testimony of help, but your story of what's going to come to you because you're able to tell others and earn an income back. So we have a system. Our system includes weekly schedule of Zooms. What does that mean? It means This Is It team. So we are part of This Is It team, but tonight this is our personal team Zoom. So This Is It team, which is the big umbrella over us that my sister and her husband created, Jean and Steve Merritt. We have Zooms Monday through Friday that are opportunity Zooms, similar to what we did tonight. And on Saturday, there is a training Zoom. So you can actually get this QR code to go to youtube.com and subscribe to This Is It team and plug into all these Zooms. You can actually be notified and you can share them with others. Tomorrow night, if you live anywhere near Holly Springs in Georgia, my sister and her husband in the blue and the flowered shirt, Steve and Gina Merritt, they will be there doing a presentation. And if you can go there because you live near there, do so and make sure that if you don't have our information, make sure the person who invited you lets me know, and I will tell Gina to watch for you because you go up and meet her at 8 p.m. and you're going to be so blessed just to be there in person. And currently, LifeWave, who just gives more, gives more, gives more, they are running an incentive trip right now for the Bahamas. Anybody can qualify for this. Somebody could come in the day before this incentive trip opportunity ends, which would be the 19th. You could enroll on the 18th and share with a handful of people and still earn this incentive trip. So this is a trip to the Bahamas that is all expenses paid as you qualify. So it's very exciting because what they've just done, they just said a week ago, we are going to make the opportunity even greater and more people be able to qualify. So when someone enrolls on the core, advanced, or premium pack, the person who enrolling and the person who sponsored them earn points. They just doubled the points that take place through this, I forget the date it started, but anyway, it takes place through the 19th when this incentive trip closes down. You can do this. If you've said, my boss hasn't sent me on an incentive trip lately for free, especially on a cruise to the Bahamas, and you'll be there with probably 1,000 of our own teamwork, and we are fun, we know how to enjoy free trips, then let's get you there because it's possible. And these trips, we have these incentive trips come up more than once a year. So if something happens, you don't get started, don't worry, there'll be another one. And I mentioned to you that our team is called This Is It Team. We love to do a book every month that helps us to grow personally, grow in our confidence. So this month's book is called I Am the Vision by Tiffany Farley. And I love it because there's so much meat in this book. We've already started it. We're having a wonderful time just reading through this book. And if we don't have vision, we will not go anywhere. So vision is really important for our families, for what we want out of life. Now, this coming week, October 22nd, 23rd, we will be going to California for a corporate conference. But on Sunday, the 26th, we will be having a 1 million stars put on by our team that is more or less summarizing what we got from the event in Anaheim, California. Some of you will be there with us probably, but a lot of you will be watching virtually. And you're going to hear on Sunday from 8:30 to 3:30 Pacific time, Steve and Gina and several of the top ranks in our team share and summarize for you what we learn. Now, our teamwork, This Is It team, does a convention. We have one in January 9th and 10th. It's going to take place in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Eric Worre Studios, which is an amazing studio. And we will be there with 500 in-person people, and the rest will be virtual. And I know there's some on tonight that were there with us last year, and they will tell you this has made all the difference in the world for them to be at the events in person. And then mark your calendars because next summer, August 7th through 9th, we will be having our team convention called This Is It Unstoppable. This is going to be in Orlando, Florida, August 7th through 9th. And this is going to be probably the largest. Every single convention we've done as a teamwork has surpassed the last, and it's helped more and more families to get their family free. So we just want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight. Again, we cannot wait to meet you in person. And I know there are so many more testimonies that are on here right now. I'm sorry we couldn't share everybody's, but thank you so much. And we look forward to meeting you. And we look forward to hearing your story because that's how we started. We got the patch, we started sharing with others so we could all get our story together. And we encourage you to do the same thing. God bless you. Have an amazing rest of your evening.
Love you guys.
Love you.